One of the best ways to remember something is to take a picture of it. When I was a kid, I used to steal my mom's film camera, this big, bulky black Minolta, and walk around the house using unused exposures and take pictures of everything in the house that I could. I thought I was the man. But in reality, I stunk. And I stunk very, very badly. The reason is because I did not know two important things about taking pictures. They are perspective and light. As someone who actually gets paid now to take pictures, I want to share with you how you can use perspective and light to take better pictures on your camera phone. And hopefully it will help improve your selfies.
Awesome.
How do you see the world? Perspective is a word that's thrown around loosely, but in photography it has many implications. Perspective looks at how far you are away from your subject, and it looks at the angle of your camera. So if you have a phone, you can shoot high, you can shoot low, you can shoot tight, or you can shoot wide. That is all perspective, and it adds to the character of your photo. Your photo, in essence, is a story. So how do you want to tell your story? So you may say, Art, what does that mean for me? You're talking language I don't understand. So I got my fiance against her will to let me take some photos of her to demonstrate what that means. This was before she knew what she was getting into.
Nah.
So this is an image I took that was very, very wide. She's just standing there, she gave me the peace sign, you know, she's just doing her thing. So that's a wide shot. This is a more tight shot. I changed my angle. So I came from the other side and I came a little bit tighter. And I on purpose did not use a zoom lens so I could simulate using what your phone would actually do. So this is an example of how you would change your perspective when taking a photo. So perspective is very, very important because perspective influences the viewer's perception, and perception in essence is reality. But what does perspective mean or matter if you can't see the image? So let's talk about light. Photography means to write with light. The word photo means light. The word graphy means to write. So light is important. And what does light seek to accomplish? Light seeks to show the darkest and the lightest image, or the lightest scenes of your image all in one scene. This is sometimes known as exposure. Too dark, too light, not good. You want it just right for the balance you're trying to get. One of the things you should consider is if you're shooting indoors, where's my light at? So in this room, there's lights above. You have a center light, you have a light here to your right, you have a light to your left. If I'm outside, you want to consider where is the sun in reference to my subject? Where am I in the photo? Is the light overhead of me? Is it to the right of me? Is it to the left of me? So again, to demonstrate this, my fiance was my volunteer, and at this point she knew what was going on. So here's an image that's very poorly exposed. The light is actually to the left of her, and it's very, very dark. There's not a lot of contrast. You can't really see any significant facial features. At this point, she wasn't amused. So what I did was I said, let me change my light source, and let me change where my subject is in relation to my light. So I placed her by the lamp. So I kind of moved her over here a little bit. And I took the photo, and it came out much better, as you can see. It's clearer. You can see all the facial features and things of that nature. So that is light. So if you ever take your photo outside with your camera phone, consider, do I want the sun directly in front of me? Do I want harsh light, or do I want soft light? And the time of day is going to play an important factor in that. So what happens if you combine your light and your perspective? If you combine your light and your perspective, you get a fairly decent image. And the next image I'm going to show you is my own image that I took at a wedding I shot a few months ago, where I considered perspective as well as light in the context of what I just explained. So this image has a strong emphasis on perspective. As you can see here, this was the bride and the groom. In the emphasis that I placed on perspective, I considered what angle would really bring out how well they're showing their love for each other. Most people want to shoot eye level from here to here. But I said, let me dirty up my clothes and go get in the bush. So I literally got in the bush got on my hands and my knees, crawled in the bush. I actually ripped my shirt in the process and poked my head up like this. And I said, hey, give her a kiss. Or, yeah, give her a kiss. And he gave her a kiss. And I took maybe 3 or 4 until my knees started to give out. And this was the money shot. But considering what we just talked about, perspective, there's a strong linear angle going upward, and it adds a great depth to the photo and to the story. So that's an example of how you can apply perspective in real-world situations. Now, what about light? This image here is a little bit less emphasized on perspective and more on light. This is an image I took about 3 weeks ago at the train station, and I used the time of day to determine what type of light I wanted to get. So this was taken at about 5 to 6 in the evening, and that's known as the golden hour. So the light is very, very soft, and the sun's rays are almost horizontal to the subject that you're shooting. So the light creates this shimmering effect on the back over here, and it backlights everything that's here. It's a very flattering type of light. It's not very, very harsh. So I consider that one of the things that you should consider when you take your photo, whether that be a selfie or a photo of somebody else. In actuality, most camera phones are 15 to 16 megapixels, which are on par with your basic DSLR, so that shouldn't be a problem. In conclusion, my goal is not to make you Ansel Adams. I'm not Ansel Adams. I don't plan to be. My goal is just to give you a few pointers you can think about when you take your photos. Photos tell stories, and they're stories that you can never actually relive physically. There's a saying that says photos help you remember everything that you forgot. So before you take your selfie, before you go out and shoot that person at Crane's Roost, stop, think, and shoot. Thank you.